Top 10 most unusual creatures in the world. Number 10, cowfish. What are horns doing on a fish? Meet the longhorn cowfish, one of the strangest creatures in the ocean. At first glance, it looks almost cartoonish, with sharp horns sticking out from its head and a body shaped like a rigid box covered in tiny spots. It doesn't swim like most fish either, and it kind of wobbles and floats slowly through the water. But its strange design has a purpose. Those long horns aren't weapons for attack, they're for defense. If a predator tries to swallow this fish, the horns make it nearly impossible to get down. And here's something wild. If one of the horns breaks off, it simply grows back. Still, that's not its most shocking defense. When the cowfish feels truly threatened, it releases a toxic slime into the water. It doesn't need to chase or bite, the poison spreads around it, creating a deadly shield that can harm anything nearby. It's like carrying a built-in chemical weapon, and that's the secret of the longhorn cowfish. It doesn't survive by being fast or powerful. It survives by being untouchable. A slow, gentle-looking swimmer with horns, armor, and poison. Proof that in nature, looks can be deceiving. Number 9. Arapaima. Look at the size of this fish. It's the arapaima, one of the biggest freshwater fish in the world. In the past, they could grow over 4.5 meters long. That's about 15 feet, and weigh 200 kilos. These days, because of overfishing, most only reach around 2 meters, which is still huge. They live in the rivers and flooded forests of the Amazon, moving slowly and quietly. Their scales are thick and strong enough to block a piranha's bite. Even their tongue is bony and rigid, perfect for holding prey in place. But the most unusual thing about them? They can breathe air. The Amazon's waters are low in oxygen, so the arapaima comes to the surface every 15 to 20 minutes to gulp air. It does this with a special swim bladder that works like a lung, letting it survive where many other fish can't. When hunting, the arapaima hides, waits, and then strikes with sudden explosive speed, proving that in the Amazon, size and patience can be the ultimate weapons. Number 8. Shingleback lizard. This isn't a pine cone, it's the shingleback lizard. Covered in thick, bumpy scales, it's built like living armor. Those scales aren't just for show. They protect it from predators. Native to Australia, these lizards grow to about a foot long, but the real surprise is their tail. It's short, fat, and looks almost exactly like their head. This trick confuses predators into biting the wrong end. That tail isn't just a decoy, and it's also a storage tank for fat, which helps the lizard survive when food is hard to find. Shinglebacks live life slowly. They wander around eating flowers, fruits, berries, and sometimes insects. Unlike most reptiles that lay eggs, they give birth to live young, usually 1 to 4 babies, which are huge compared to the size of the parent. In the wild, they can live over 20 years and even longer in captivity. Despite their tough, armored look, they're calm and even helpful, eating pests and keeping the ecosystem in balance. Sometimes the toughest-looking animals turn out to be the friendliest. Number 7. Tasmanian devil. Tasmanian devils are famous for their fiery tempers and bone-crushing bites. These stocky marsupials grow up to 31 inches long, weigh around 26 pounds, and are built like mini tanks. Their black fur, white patches, and beady eyes give them a wild look, but it's their bite that really sets them apart. Relative to body size, they have one of the strongest bites of any mammal. Their jaws can snap through bones with ease, and their stomachs can digest almost everything. Bones, fur, and scraps other predators leave behind. Nothing goes to waste. Their name comes from the chilling screams they make while feeding or fighting. The sound is so intense it could be straight from a horror movie. But outside of mealtime, Tasmanian devils are shy, solitary animals. When food is around, though, they gather, and the feast turns into a noisy, chaotic scene. Like kangaroos, they're marsupials. Females give birth to as many as 40 tiny rice-sized babies, but only a few survive in the pouch. Fierce, noisy, and tough, Tasmanian devils might look scary, but they're important cleaners of the wild, keeping ecosystems healthy. Number 6. Acorn weevil. Have you ever seen a bug with a nose that looks way too big for its body? That's the acorn weevil, a tiny beetle with one of the strangest tools in the insect world. These beetles are only about half an inch long, but their snouts, called rostrums, can be just as long as the rest of their bodies. And this unusual nose has a very important job. Female acorn weevils use their snout like a drill. They chew into acorns and carefully lay a single egg inside. After some time, a tiny grub hatches from the egg. This grub, no bigger than a grain of rice, spends the fall eating the inside of the acorn, safe from predators. When it's ready, it chews its way out of the nut. drops to the ground, and burrows into the soil. There it transforms, waiting until spring to crawl out as a brand new adult weevil. At first, you might think of them as pests because they damage acorns, but they actually play a hidden role in the forest. By breaking down acorns, their larvae help recycle nutrients, feeding the soil and supporting new plant growth. So, while they may look like tiny bugs with oversized noses, acorn weevils are part of nature's recycling team, keeping forests healthy and balanced. Number 5. Mud skipper. What if I told you there's a fish that spends more time on land than in the water? Meet the mud skipper, the fish that walks, climbs, and even skips across mud. These little creatures, usually just 2 to 6 inches long, have turned life in the mudflats into their own playground. Unlike normal fish, mud skippers don't just swim with fins. They use their strong front fins like tiny arms, letting them crawl on land, hop like frogs, and even climb low roots and branches. Their bulging eyes sit right on top of their heads, giving them nearly 360-degree vision to spot danger or prey. And just like a chameleon, each eye can move independently. Now here's the wild part. Mud skippers can breathe through their skin and the lining of their mouth and throat as long as they stay wet. That means they can spend hours out of the water without a problem. When it's time to rest, they dig tunnels in the mud with little air pockets inside, keeping them safe from predators and harsh heat. As for food, mud skippers eat just about anything small enough, from insects to algae, slurping it up with vacuum-like mouths. They might look awkward, but these walking fish are living proof that evolution finds the coolest solutions for survival. Number 4. Sun bear. Have you ever seen a bear that's no bigger than a large dog? Meet the sun bear, the smallest bear in the world. While grizzlies and polar bears can weigh hundreds of kilos, sun bears usually weigh less than 150 pounds. But what they lack in size, they make up for in uniqueness. The sun bear gets its name from the golden patch of fur on its chest. No two are alike, each one has a different shape, almost like a fingerprint. In Southeast Asian cultures, this sun mark is seen as a symbol of the rising sun. Sun bears live in the tropical forests of Southeast Asia. They spend a lot of time in trees, climbing with ease thanks to their long claws. And those claws aren't just for climbing. They're perfect for tearing into trees to find termites and honey. In fact, sun bears are sometimes called honey bears because of their love for sweet treats. They even have the longest tongue of any bear, up to 10 inches, just right for licking honey out of beehives. Despite their small size, sun bears are important to their forests. As they dig, tear, and eat, they help spread seeds and keep insect populations balanced. Sadly, they're also one of the most threatened bears, losing their homes to deforestation and hunting. But in the wild, they remain one of the most fascinating and mysterious bears on Earth. Number 3. Gharial crocodile. Not every crocodile is dangerous. There's one that would rather swim away from you than attack. It's called the gharial, and it's easy to spot. It has a long, thin mouth filled with over 100 small, sharp teeth. That mouth isn't for catching big animals. It's perfect for grabbing fish. Its narrow shape cuts through water fast, helping it catch quick, slippery fish that other crocodiles can't. A long time ago, gharials lived in many rivers across Asia. They were once common, almost like kings of the rivers. But now they're in serious trouble. Only a few hundred remain in the wild, found in just a few rivers in South Asia. Dams, fishing, and pollution have destroyed much of their home. Even though they look fierce, gharials are shy. If they see a person, they'll often swim away. Their teeth are made for holding fish, not biting large animals. The gharial shows us that sometimes animals that look scary are actually gentle and misunderstood. Number 2. Flemish giant rabbit. Think all rabbits are tiny and fit in your lap. Think again. This is the Flemish giant rabbit, one of the largest rabbit breeds in the world. These gentle giants can weigh up to 22 pounds, about the size of a small dog, and grow as long as 2.5 feet from nose to tail. Even their ears are oversized, reaching up to 8 inches, perfect for picking up the sound of treats from across the room. Despite their massive size, Flemish giants are known for their calm and friendly nature. Many owners say they act more like dogs than rabbits. They enjoy being around people, can be trained to walk on a leash, and might even follow you around the house. The breed dates back to the 16th century in Belgium, where they were originally bred for meat and fur. Over time, their gentle personality and unique size made them popular as pets. Today, they're far more likely to be found stretched out in a living room than living on a farm. With a lifespan of 8 to 10 years, the Flemish giant isn't just a pet. It's a companion that can share your home for nearly a decade. And while they may not fit in your lap, they'll happily take over the couch and your heart. Number 1. Phalaera moth. Those aren't broken sticks, they're moths. This is the filaria moth, one of nature's greatest camouflage experts. When it perches on a branch, its wings line up so perfectly with the bark that it looks exactly like a snapped twig. Even the pale tip of its wing mimics splintered wood. To a hungry bird, it's nothing more than part of the tree. But this moth's life isn't just about hiding. Like most moths, it's nocturnal. During the day, it stays completely still, blending in with its surroundings. When night comes, it comes alive, feeding, searching for a mate, and dodging bats that hunt in the dark. Even its caterpillars have their own disguise. Instead of pretending to be twigs, they copy the leaves they live on. Their color and shape match so perfectly that predators often don't even notice them. The filaria moth proves just how powerful disguise can be. You might walk right past one, staring straight at it, and never even know it was there.